Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how I sourced 20 rent-to-rent HMOs in central London, with each property generating between £800 and £1,200 every single month net profit. Hi, Coach-Ela here, and yes, I've been absent for a while, but I'm back now. And before I continue, I want to let you know that the focus of this channel now is automated income streams. So that's my new focus. What with the global economic climate, the slump in interest rates, the war in Ukraine, the increase in costs of food and energy and utilities, there has to be another way. And that's what this is all about, this channel, to help you generate automated income streams so you don't have to spend your time, your hours and your energy. We're going to get other people to do it. Okay, let's get started. So what am I going to talk about in this video? I'm going to talk to you about the step-by-step processes I went through to source 20 rent-to-rent HMOs in central London. I did most of this using agents, so I'm going to go through the process from start to finish. Now, I say central London. I was mainly focused in West Hampstead, where a lot of young professionals want to live. The transport links in West Hampstead are very, very good, very, very favourable. I also focused in Swiss Cottage, which was almost next door. Hampstead was a higher end market, still for young professionals. Then there was Kilburn, which I would class as being maybe a little lower end. And then you have St John's Wood and Cricklewood. I'm going to show you how you can search for a property, ensure that the property might work by using spreadsheets and documentations, arranging the viewing, signing the contracts after you've passed the referencing, and then actually filling in each of the properties in quick succession. Now, the one thing you need to remember, a deal or a property only worked for me at this time. Obviously numbers change over time, but a deal only worked for me if I knew I could generate between £800 minimum and £1,200, not maximum but upwards, from each property every single month. So let's get started. So a little bit about me. I was born and bred in London. I actually lived in Paddington with my family and attended both secondary school and primary school in Paddington. I've also lived in Cricklewood, which was an area close by, and I lived there for about 5 years. But in the main, Paddington is where I've always been based. I purchased my first property in my 20s, and this was when I fell absolutely head over heels with property altogether. Let me give you a quick glimpse of the first property I purchased. This was the property. This was the building in which I purchased my first property, and I lived here. So I'd come into the entrance here, walk up the steps of my shopping, and walk up to the flat. I absolutely loved that property. It was on a beautiful road, as you could see, no high-rise buildings in sight, and yeah, it was a gorgeous area to live in. The area was actually Bayswater, which again was 2 minutes from the main Paddington station, and it has proven to be one of the best properties I've ever owned. And as a result of owning that property, I decided I would become a landlord, a property entrepreneur, a sourcer, everything and anything to do with property. So I've been in property for a while, and now, as I've already said, I'm focused on automated streams of income, which of course includes property. I also manage other people's properties. So that's enough about me. So the main takeaway you'll get from this video is how I created £25,000 per month in total net income from rent-to-rent HMOs. So if you're looking to get into property, rent-to-rent HMOs is one of the easiest methods to use, whereby you don't need to own the property. You don't need to find thousands of pounds in deposit and then take out a mortgage and then find your tenants. The return on investments with HMOs, with rent-to-rent HMOs, is far greater, and it's easier for a beginner to get into. There are, of course, other methods of generating income from property. You have rent-to-rent SAs, which is service accommodation, and you got BRRR, which is buy, refurbish, refinance and rent out. So what follows is everything you need once you've chosen your patch, once you've decided where in the world you'd like to set up your rent-to-rent HMO. So how did I get started? Well, after buying and selling properties over the years, my appetite to grow my portfolio faster became insatiable. But without endless amounts of capital, it was going to be impossible. So what I decided to do is that I would network, and I attended various network events in and around London. And that's when I discovered the rent-to-rent HMO strategy. The weird thing is that I had been using this strategy all along. The only difference was that I was acquiring properties with mortgages. Can you imagine my joy when I learnt that I could actually continue to manage properties, other people's properties, without having to find and spend huge amounts of capital, and I could do that within a short period of time. So it was during one of my networking events I found an investor who was itching to spend his capital. We formed an alliance, we met up regularly for a few weeks, and then we decided we were going to form a company, a JV. The benefit for me was that he was cash rich and time poor, and the benefit for him was that I was time rich and cash poor. He also lived up north, and he didn't have the time or the notion to go out searching for rent-to-rent HMOs. And I was in London, and I couldn't wait to get started. And that's when we decided to go out and find our first rent-to-rent HMO deal. This picture on the right is actually a picture of the smallest room that was available in our first deal, and this was a 5-bedroom mansion block. So let me give you an idea of the first 4 HMOs that I sourced. So as I said before, the first property I sourced was a 5-bedroom, and this was property 1. Okay, that was found in West Hampstead. This is the mansion block, and the rental income from all the professional tenants amounted to £5,900 per month. And of that 5,900, 1,500 was net profit. The second property was a 4-bedroom house in Cricklewood, and the rental received from professional tenants was £4,300, and we received £950 per month net profit. Property 3 was another 4-bedroom, and this was in Swiss Cottage, another mansion block. The rental income from all the tenants was £4,700, and the net profit was £1,200. And the last property of the four rent-to-rent HMOs that I sourced was a 4-bedroom in West Hampstead again. This time it generated £5,100 per month from all the professional tenants, and the net profit for us was £1,300 per month. So from these 4 properties, it was a nice little earner for our company. So in this brand new relationship, this joint venture agreement that we had, the roles for me and my partner were split into 2. He was going to provide all the cash necessary, whether we needed funding for the rents or deposits or to purchase furniture for any additional bedrooms. You see, in order to create a 4-bedroom HMO, we needed to find a 3-bedroom house with a large reception or 2 reception rooms, and would convert the reception room into an additional bedroom. And in converting that room, all we need to do was purchase a bed and furniture, that's wardrobes, side cabinet, and all the other paraphernalia you'll find in a bedroom. So that was the deposits, the rents, and furniture, and any other miscellaneous items that needed cash. That was his responsibility. My responsibility was to do the groundwork. I needed to do the research to find the best areas within our location, within our area, that would give us the best return on investment. So I did that. Then once we found the right area, I need to do some research online to find out what properties were available for rental. Then I had to book viewings and attend the viewings and negotiate with either the landlords or the agents direct. And then once we picked up the keys, it was my responsibility to fill each of those properties with paying tenants. It was my responsibility to find the best tenants possible for that location. And once that was done, it was my responsibility to keep checking on the property to make sure that everybody was happy. The landlord was happy, the tenants were happy, and my JV partner was happy. So I found those 20 properties, those 20 rent-to-rent HMOs, by sourcing them online. But before I take you through the sourcing process, there's one important bit of information you need to do. There's actually 2. Number 1, you need to decide on the area that you're going to focus on. You need to decide on your patch. Secondly, you need to look in your patch area and find out what the going rentals are for single rooms, double rooms, and ensuite. So let me take you through that now. So one of the first things you need to do once you've chosen your patch is you need to find out what the going rentals are in that particular area for singles, doubles, double with en-suites, and studio rooms go for. So we need to look at 2 different platforms. The first one, as you could see, is called spareroom.com. So I'm going to use, in this example, Kilburn NW6, which is in London. I'm going to use Kilburn as a area to find the values of rentals. So type in Kilburn, click and search. Now I actually have an account, but you don't need to register to search for rentals in a particular area. So let me remind you, we're looking for double rooms, en-suites, and studio rooms in Kilburn. So here is the first page for our search. Okay, it says here, rooms for rent in Kilburn. And we're actually looking here where the circle has been lit. We're looking for rooms to rent. So let's go down slowly. Now the goal of this research is to find 10 properties that are very similar or will be very similar to the rooms that we intend to let out. And the most common rooms are double rooms. So let's find 10 double rooms in Kilburn. We want to know what the average prices are. But you need to be careful because if you look, you'll see that other areas are included in this list, and we don't want to confuse the rental prices. So if you look at this, you will see that this property is in West Hampstead. West Hampstead is a little more lucrative, and this is for a studio flat. For this studio flat, the landlord is looking for 1,250. We're not going to write this down because we're not looking in West Hampstead. Our patch area is Kilburn. So let's scroll down a bit. The next property, double room in Kilburn. Excellent. Now because we've just started this, let's double click on it and see what the facilities are. So this is a double room in a friendly flat in Kilburn. Let's read some more information. Flat share in Kilburn. So there are other tenants in this property. This is a beautiful picture. Can you see? Let's click on it and look at the other rooms. There's a living room, which is lovely. Let's look at the other rooms in the flat. This is a gorgeous kitchen. And this is a gorgeous bathroom. So this is a very nice, well furnished, modernized flat. Okay, so this is in Kilburn. Although it says NW2, Kilburn is actually NW6, but we'll still take these details down and add it to our list. The monthly rent is £690 for a double. It's available from the 6th of December and minimum term is 2 months, which is odd. 2 months. And the maximum term is 12 months. Extra cost, the deposit is £862, which is probably standard. The odd thing here is bills are not included. So as well as the £690 per month, you're going to have to fork up additional funds for bills. It's fully furnished. There's some parking available, which is great. There is no garage, no garden, no balcony. There's no disabled access. And there is a shared living room, as we saw in one of the pictures. The strange thing is there's no broadband included, so I don't know what that means. Okay, the current households. Number of flatmates. There are 2 flatmates in the property already. Total number of rooms is 3, so they're looking for a third person for this flat. The ages are 26 of the flatmates, the current flatmates. None of them smoke, none of them have pets. Their English is the language that they speak, and they are professionals. And here is a list of their interests. And the gender, as you can see, is one of them is a female and the other one is a male. What are they looking for? They're looking for a single occupant. They don't want any couples. They don't mind if you smoke. You cannot have any pets. And they don't mind what your occupation is, which is strange. I would put professional because the other 2 tenants are already professionals. They will need references. The minimum age is 23 and the maximum is 28. And they don't mind if you're male or female. And that's useful information. Let's read the description. So the room available in a fully furnished 3-bed 1-bath flat. So you need to make a note of that. That means you'll all be sharing the 1 bathroom. The flat is located 8 minutes from Kilburn Underground and 10 minutes walk from Brunsbury Overground. And it's located near good pubs and plenty of grocery shops. Very good. The flat has a shared living room space and kitchen with a dishwasher. Plenty of storage space throughout with a washing machine and a tumble dryer. Gas and central heating. Excellent. The room instead is fitted with a double bed and wardrobe. The room instead. I don't know what that means. And currently there are 2 mid-20s male and females living in the flat, both working in creative entertainment industry, as well as a female is a student. We are looking for a like-minded, kind individual. It is a very friendly environment and we would like to have someone to complete the place. Excellent. That's a beautiful flat. And we know now that the average price, the going price for rental is £690. Excellent. Let's go back to our search criteria. We're going to add that to our list. Let's continue scrolling down. Let's find another one. This one is Kilburn and this one is £1,299. Now should we add this to our list? It's a large ensuite. So maybe if we find a property to rent and it has an ensuite, this is the type of rental that we could command. So let's create a second list. A list for double rooms and a list for double rooms with ensuite. So we're going to add that price of $1,299 to our list of double rooms with ensuite. Now take a look at the pictures. Let's see how modern it is. Let's go back. So this is picture 7. Let's go back. Scroll, tick once. Photo 1. It's a lovely room. That must be the living room. Yep. And this is a wonderful bedroom. There's a lot of light in here. There isn't a bed end, but that's okay. Let's scroll to picture number 4. This must be the room that's available. This is the ensuite, yes, of course. And this is the bathroom that's available with that room. We're on photo 6, which is another different angle of the same bathroom. And this is the kitchen area, which is through here. And then we have another angle of the kitchen, lovely kitchen. And then you have a terrace, lovely, gorgeous terrace. So whilst you're searching, it's again useful to read all the information again. I'm not going to go through that now, I've already done it once. Let's go back to the search results. So we've got the price of one double and one double with ensuite. You need to continue until you've found 10 rooms based in Kilburn, 10 double rooms based in Kilburn that we could use to work out the prices we could be charging for our rooms. So double room NW6, I would use that because NW6 is Kilburn. South Hampstead, I wouldn't touch that. I wouldn't include that in our research. Queen's Park, I wouldn't include that. West South Hampstead, I wouldn't include that. Let's go to another page. Before I click, look, all these properties are new today, which is absolutely amazing. There are a lot of properties available. There are a lot of rooms available in Kilburn. Click on next. And again, still new rentals. Right, West Hampstead, this is the same one that was on the other page because it's featured. Someone specifically paid a high price for this advert to appear at the top. Right, Willesden Green, it's not our location. Brunswick Park, Crickerwood, West Hampstead, Crickerwood. We're just looking for Kilburn, and I think there's another one. There's 2 rooms here, and the prices start from $720 to $895 per room. So take a look at that and then add it. Add the 2 rooms to your list for your double rooms. There's a studio flat. We're not going to look at the studio flat. We don't want to rent the studio flats. There are 3 doubles here. Take a look at them. Add the prices to your list and just continue. Here's another one here, and just continue until you have 10 prices, 10 rentals for double rooms. And then what you need to do is, once you've got a list of the 10 rentals, you're going to add them all up together, and then you're going to divide it by 10, and that will give you the average price for a double room in Kilburn. And if you've got sufficient numbers for studios, you could do the same for studios. And if you also want to look for singles, you're welcome to look for singles. Now in searching for this, you can of course filter your search. So if we start from the top, Kilburn is there, this area only. So even though it says this area, other properties in other areas have cropped up. That's okay. The moving date we won't change, that's today's date. All periods, that's fine. Rooms in existing shares, that's what we want. Studios and 1 beds, we don't want 1 beds, but studios are useful. No, studios aren't useful. So unclick studios. Whole property suitable for sharing, that's fine. Also look for any room size, furnished or unfurnished is fine. Don't mind whether it's females or males. Leave couples, because you might find you have a large room which is suitable for a couple. There shouldn't be more than 1 couple in any household. Share with any occupation, and also if you want, you can put the ages in. Once you've filtered down the requirements, just click on apply filters, and that will give you a more definitive page of results. Okay, so the goal is to find 10 properties at least. Make a note of the rentals. Now these rentals should be as close to what you're looking for when you're doing your search, and add the 10 rentals up and then divide the total into 10. That will give you an average price of the rents that you can command in your area. Now before we close this spare room, you could also take a look at rooms wanted. Now this is where you will have a look at the properties that are being advertised by tenants. These tenants are looking for particular priced properties. So something I forgot to mention, let's go back to rooms for rent, click on search again. Now it will tell you how many properties are available. So at the moment there are 195 rooms available in Kilburn for rent, which is very useful to know. If we click on rooms wanted and click on search again, okay, this is flatmates in Kilburn, you will see that there are 6,936 potential tenants looking for rooms in Kilburn, which is absolutely excellent. Okay, so now let's look at the flatmates that are looking for properties. This is a 45-year-old male that's seeking a double. In most of my properties he wouldn't be suitable, so I would just skip over that. There's a 29-year-old female, she's looking for a room for 800. Just keep scrolling down and look at what tenants are looking to pay for their rooms in your area. Okay, I hope that's very useful. We're going to look at another platform to work out how much rent is average in your particular area, which for me at this moment in time in this example is Kilburn. So another useful platform that you could use to find out what tenants are being charged for rentals is Gumtree, Gumtree.com, Gumtree.com. So all you need to do is click on property, click on for rent, and type in NW6 or Kilburn. I'm going to type NW6. And then enter. And let's further filter down. Okay, so if you scroll down you can see that we're looking in the property department. We're looking for rent, so let's click on to rent. And then you have properties to rent that are flats, houses or other, studios, one bedroom, etc. And the seller type, so an agency or a private landlord. I'm just going to leave the filtering for now because you'll be able to find individual rooms that are available for rental, and what we're looking for is to gauge the type of prices that are being asked or offered. So this is Kentish Town, we're not going to look at that. This is Kilburn. This is a gorgeous light-filled loft apartment. This is a stunning bright one-bedroom flat. I don't think that's we're not going to look at that because this is a flat. Let's look for, let's scroll down, see if we can further filter. No. Okay, so we're looking for one bedroom. This is one bedroom. Is this a flat? No agents, room only. This is perfect. This is what we're looking for. The only issue we have here is NW10. So 1 bedroom in Old Oak Lane. We don't want that one. Maida Vale, which is very close to Kilburn, but we don't want that one. That's high end. Notting Hill Gate. You might not be able to find anything in Kilburn, and if so, that's fine. You just walk away and just use the information you found in spareroom.com. This is Bellsides Park, although it's very close to Kilburn. We're not going to use that one as an example. So you'd use Gumtree to see if you could find any properties, any rooms available for rent in Kilburn. And once you've done that, you should be able to add up all the properties, all the property prices that you found. Divide it by 10 or by the number of properties you found, and that will give you the average number. Okay, so now we've chosen our patch and we know what type of rentals are available in that area, in our Kilburn area. We can move forward and do our online sourcing. So now, whether you source your rent-to-rents direct from agents, that's estate agents, or direct from vendors, that's landlords, the best place to start looking for suitable properties is on the various online platforms, and there are plenty of them. There are plenty for you to choose from, but I'm only going to go through a couple today as I don't want to make this video too lengthy. So, the first site we're going to take a look at is On the Market. On the Market is a very useful platform to find properties. I believe new properties that are about to go on the market for the first 24 hours will go on to, or will find themselves on themarket.com, which is very useful information. So here you go, we are on themarket.com. This is the URL, and what we're interested in right now is rentals. So let's click on rent, and then you have this gap here for you to type in the location. I'm going to type in NW6, which is Kilburn. Click on this. Okay, so this is where we can further filter our search. So radius, I'm not going to do anything with that. Price, I'm just going to leave that as it is. What's important for me right now is the number of bedrooms. So let's click on the number. The minimum number for me is 4. And this is what I did when I was searching for each of the 20 rent-to-rent HMOs that I found. So the minimum is 4, and the maximum I'm just going to leave as it is. No maximum. Okay, and then we're going to scroll down. And as you could see, there are 41 results. That means there are 41 potential properties for us to choose from. So let's scroll up a bit more. Now this one, which has been highlighted, says here it's been on the market for 7 days. Or is that less? It's been on the market for less than 7 days. Okay, now this looks very interesting. It's a spotlight property. It's going for £4,983 per calendar month, which is around 1,150 per week, or 1,150 per room, because there's only 4 rooms. Okay, so let's click on this one. Let's have a peep. Huge reception room here. If we double click on this picture, we could go through the images. This is a beautiful house. I know that this property is on the ground floor, so I would imagine that's the ground floor. Let's click. So there you go, your huge reception room and the kitchen all in one. This is obviously a bedroom, and I can see the toilet here, so this is an ensuite, nice and clean. There's another bedroom with another ensuite. My only concern for this is a 4-bedroom house with no furniture. So if you took this property on, you're going to have to furnish the property, and after 3 or 5 years, you're going to have to remove your furniture. That's furniture for 4 bedrooms, or maybe 5. So let's have a look. There's another ensuite. This one has a shower, and there's a beautiful clean garden. It's a lovely house. We're on page 7 of 9. This is the kitchen, clean kitchen, not much space to sit and eat, but then you have the lounge, and it has an EPC rating of C. So let's close that down and let's further read information. Now this is being offered by Chancellors, which is a local high-end estate agent. It's actually based in NW3, which is near Hampstead. I know this road, Campaign Gardens, and if I were looking for a property right now, I might consider looking at this, although the rental is very high. But there are 4 bedrooms with 4 baths, so you could rent them as ensuite rooms, and you could get a higher rental for ensuite rooms. Okay, the band is F, that's the council tax. It's available at the end of January. It's unfurnished. The deposit is $5,750, and they're looking for long term. So it's a ground floor 4-bedroom apartment, very close to Finchley Road Station. There's off-street parking, which is very useful. You could actually charge extra for that. Ensuite, modern kitchen and private garden. And let's look at the location. So Campaign Gardens is here, and the nearest tube station is Finchley Road. Now I know this area very well because I have a property on Broadhurst Gardens, and it looks 2 minutes away from the station. Okay, so let's scroll up. We'll go back. So if I were looking for something right now, I would be very interested in this property. So that one's 4,983, and here's a similar property. Okay, this is by Chancellors, and this is by Wellington. So this landlord is obviously keen to get rid of this property. Okay, but it's got different photos. Let's double click. Yeah, it's the same photo. This one has grass growing where the previous one had none, and this one's got somebody's furniture in it. Let's have a look. It might look different with furniture. Very nice TV and sofa. That's got to be maintained. So it looks like a sun chair and sun furniture. There, this is what it looks like when there's a bit of furniture inside. It's a lovely house, very high end. Gorgeous house. I might take a look at that, although Chancellors, or what's this, Wellington, they're very high end estate agents. Right, okay, so I've learnt that the landlord is very keen to get rid of this property. He has it on with Chancellors and also Wellington. Let's continue. Oh look, it's here again, and this time it's on with Green. I recognise this. Greenstone Estates. And let's see if it's on with anyone else. Let's scroll up. There you go, Greenstone Estates, and the 4th one, TK International. So the landlord is very keen to get rid of this property, which could be useful for us. Let's move along. Here's another property, 4 bedrooms. It doesn't tell you how many bathrooms there are. Let's double click. Right, there is only one photo, which is a shame. There are no photos on the side. It's 2,600, which is quite reasonable. 4 bedrooms. We don't know how many bathrooms it has, and there's very little. Okay, 3 bedrooms, separate kitchen, garage, gated community, 3 shower rooms. So that to me is 3 en-suites. A beautiful 3-bedroom house presented in a gated community will be available mid-December. So we've only got less than a month. The property has 2 ensuite shower rooms, separate kitchens, spacious living and dining area, courtyard and garage. The property is also conveniently located in Maida Vale, which is not necessarily Kilburn. What we need to do is look at the map. Here's the map. So Kilburn Park, Kilburn Park Station is here. You go up the road, there's Kilburn High Road Overground. I know exactly where it is. It's opposite the Islamic Centre, which is a very popular centre in this area. Okay, let's see if there's any more additional information. So this is a 3-bedder for 2,600. I will put that on the back burner. I'm interested in that. Right, let's scroll down. There's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house, terrace house. Where is this? Click on this. This is, let's look at the map. This is Nuffield Health. That's the health centre. So it's here, Brunsbury Park, Willesden Lane. Okay, so I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in anything in Willesden Lane. So let's continue. Where were we? There you go. Campaign Gardens. Is that another agent? No, that's Chancellor's. Again, there's another property, Fortune Green Road. Let's take a look at this one. Double click. Let's click on the video. Chancellor's again. It's a lovely little video. This is 4,251 for 4 bedrooms. I might be interested in that. 4 bedrooms, 1 bath. I don't know about that. We need additional bathrooms, so it's available now. I'm not surprised. It's furnished. Deposit is 4,904, and they're looking for long term. Spacious private patio, close to all local amenities and suitable for sharers. Yes, but there's only 1 bathroom. Let's look at the location. West End Lane, excellent. And it's on the corner, excellent. I know exactly where this is, but I'd have to think about that because of the fact that there's only 1 bathroom between all the housemates. Right, let's scroll back up. Canefield Gardens, just click on this. This is a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom. That looks lovely, lovely and clean. Let's click on this and look at more photos. I know exactly where this is. There is not much facility for parking here, but maybe that's fine because it's very close to the tube station. So have they got any internal photos? No. Usually if they don't have many internal photos, it's because they can't get access to the property because of the tenants, the current tenants. So that might be something that I take a look at. The current EPC rating is D. Excellent. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how to use onthemarket.com to search and find properties. What you would do is call the estate agents, ask them if the property is still available, give them a little bit of information about yourself, and arrange a viewing. Now, a platform I've recently discovered is findaflat.co.uk, which is an excellent additional platform for you to look at. And here it is. The URL is findaflat.com. I believe it's owned by the same people who manage Spare Room. But that, oh yes, look, Spare Room, the icon is there. Brought to you by spareroom.co.uk. Excellent. Right, so let's type in Kilburn or NW6 in the search criteria. Click on go. There you go. And there are 21 results. Now, I haven't used this very often. So I'm going to scroll down, and these are for flats, these aren't for rooms. Now, is there any way we can filter down the rooms. It doesn't look like it. Okay, so this one is a 3-bedroom flat in Queen's Park. It looks like they're renting rooms because $895 per month is the price of a room. Right, bills included, best location, no fees. This is 545. Again, this is a studio, which is a very reasonably priced. 445. Another studio, I would imagine. 545. It looks like the same type of company. Okay, amazing 4-bedroom house in West Hampstead. Alright, this is 1,250. These, they're renting rooms, so you have to be careful because that's the price of a... this is a rental for a whole house. The rent is 1,250 per week. Let's double click on this. So area, West Hampstead. I know we should be looking at Kilburn, but West Hampstead is one of my areas too. Postcode NW6, available 22nd of November, which is the next week. 1,250, short lets considered. Location, West Hampstead, rent. We've done that, available now. This newly decorated 4 double-bedroom house is furnished with its own private entrance and private gardens, which is excellent. Let's look at some photos. Now, they don't have the facility for you to continue looking at photos. Let's click on here, which is a shame. Lovely kitchen. Let's look at this one. That's a garden. Let's close that down. I just looked at that one. There you go. This is the bathroom. Lovely, modern, clean bathroom. It looks like the washing machine and dryer are also located in the bathroom. Let's go to the next photo. That's a gorgeous bedroom. Another one. Yep, I like to look at this. Very clean lines. This one, very spacious. And there's a shower room. So let's look at this in more detail because I might be interested in this one. Okay, ground floor, bright spacious living area with flat screen TV. That's very unusual. They're supplying the TV. Separate fully equipped kitchen with top of the range appliances. Garden. First floor, 2 large double bedrooms with 1 luxury bathroom with power shower. Second floor, 2 large double bedrooms, 1 luxury bathroom with power shower, bath. Separate washing machine and dryer. And this stunning 4-bedroom house is located in a trendy, thriving West Hampstead, located in one of London's most residential boroughs, and the area is only walking distance from all major transport links and shopping facilities, cafes, restaurants and bars. Excellent. Okay, I might be interested in this one. How much is it? This is 1,250 a week, which is that's £5,000 a month, £5,000 per month. And there is only how many bathrooms? Decorated 4 double bedrooms house. Okay, I'll have a look at this. But yes, this site, it's a secret platform that not many people know about. So if you're serious about communicating with a landlord and taking on a rent-to-rent, have a look at this site from the beginning and see what you could find. So I'm going to give you a list of additional platforms that you could use when searching for your rent-to-rent HMO. Now, one of the most popular ones is, we've looked at onthemarket.com. The second one is rightmove.co.uk. A lot of people are using this, and it's one of the most popular platforms in the UK. There are hundreds of flats available. So take a look at rightmove.com. Next in the list is Zoopla. Zoopla.co.uk is equally as popular and has or maybe have more properties than the previous one. Zoopla and Rightmove are very, very useful. Next is Scray. I've discovered Scray recently. Scray.com. The properties in Scray are being advertised by an agent, but when you do your viewing, you get to visit the property with the agent, or if you're lucky, you'll be able to meet the landlord. And once you can connect with the landlord, it's obviously easier for you to negotiate a deal. Then we have Facebook. I've used Facebook off and on. You need to be careful though. I get the impression that there are a few con artists inside Facebook, and they're trying to direct you to other websites so that you could pay your money, and they try to get you to pay your money, your deposit, before you even get to see the flat. You might not like the property, you might not like the flats, and we all know that once you've paid over funds, it's almost impossible for you to get it back. So use Facebook with caution. There are plenty of properties available in Facebook. Next is Gumtree.co.uk. Gumtree is a bit of a mess. You have to wade through all the nonsense and the various adverts to find the gems. It's still worth you taking a look. Gumtree is usually used by landlords who are short on cash and don't wish to get involved with any agents. We've already looked at findaflat.co.uk, and I'm sure there are plenty of other platforms online that you could utilize when looking for rent-to-rent HMOs. But for now, these are the most popular and the ones that will definitely get you in front of an agent and or a landlord so that you can make an offer to take on your very first rent-to-rent HMO. So that was a quick look at the online sourcing that I utilized to source 20 rent-to-rent HMOs. There are obviously other systems, other offline sourcing tools, strategies that you could utilize, and I'm going to take you through a very quick list now. Okay, number 1, relationship building. Relationship building refers to building relationships with agents. So what you need to do, this is groundwork, this is pounding the street. You need to go into an agent, find the person who is in charge, the person who's got the most influence, and build a relationship with them. You need to tell them what you do. You need to keep in communication with them, constantly asking the same question: have you got any suitable properties for me? And sometimes they will find and give you a property just to get rid of you. And that doesn't matter. What you'll find most of the time is they will find and give you a property, your very first property, and after they've seen what you're able to do, after they've seen how you perform with that property, they will consistently start giving you additional properties because they know that you could perform well. You're in the market to serve them and to serve the tenants, and you're helping them to generate income for themselves and for the company. Number 2, pounding the streets, and that entails walking the streets for which you're interested in renting properties, and looking out for the for rent or for sale signs. And once you find this for sale or for rent sign, you could either knock on the door or you could speak to neighbours and get some general information about the property. Is it still available? How long has it been vacant? Where can you get in contact with the landlord as such? And similar questions. Or make a note of the address, and then once you get home you could search online for the details of the landlord. Now this is probably going to cost you somewhere in the region of £3-ish, but it might be worth your while once you've obtained detailed information from the neighbours or people locally in the newsagents or people who live close by. Number 3, family and friends. A very good strategy to take on board is to speak with everyone, let everyone know what you're doing, let everyone know that you're in the market for properties, 4, 5, 6, 7 bedroom properties, and if anyone knows of anybody that has a property that's available, there might be something in it for them for recommending you as someone who takes the property on. Now, the thing with friends and family is they will often speak to their friends and their family, advertising the fact that you're looking for property for rental on a long time basis. So it's a good idea. Speak to your friends, speak to your family, speak to people at networking events, and let them know that you are in a market for a rental on a long term basis. And number 4, leaflets. I've done leaflets. I've had success with leaflets, and it involves obviously getting leaflets printed with the services that you offer in detail. You also need to include your company name and your telephone number, and then in batches of 1,000, 2,000, go out and pound the streets with your friends or an employee, pushing leaflets through letterboxes. You have to circulate a huge number in order to get direct response from the landlord. But it's worth it because you're eliminating the need of an estate agent. You're eliminating the need of an agent who wants to get paid. If you can find potential HMO properties available in your patch area, in your patch, then negotiating with the landlord can be so much easier, so much simpler. I know of people who have a whole team of leafleters that go out on a regular basis delivering leaflets and sourcing properties direct from landlord. You could do the same. It's up to you to decide which strategy that works for you. There are plenty of other strategies that you could utilize. For instance, writing letters to HMO landlords, and you can find the HMO list online. That's a bit more costly and it needs to be done on a consistent and regular basis. But these 4 strategies for the time being will help you to find your rent-to-rent HMO, because these are the strategies that I used to find my 20 rent-to-rent HMOs in the past. So let's get back to the online sourcing techniques. The purpose of visiting the various platforms like the Rightmoves and the finderflat.co.uk is so that you could book as many viewings as possible. This business is a numbers game. The more viewings you book, the more likely it is that you'll find a rent-to-rent HMO deal to your liking. Okay, now one of the most common questions I get asked is about the script. So I'm just going to give you a few tips about the telephone script. And the script is what you say to an agent once the phone has been answered. So the first thing you need to do is to ensure that the property that you're inquiring about is still available. You don't want to get to the end of the conversation only to find that the property that you're interested in is gone, it's not available. So after the phone has been answered, you've given your name and the name of the company, the next thing you want to do is to ask if such and such, if flat 4 Camberley Road is still available. Once you've established that, that's a tick. And then the next question you want to know, is the property available on a long-term basis? The property needs to be available on a long-term basis because it's going to cost you capital to acquire and to furnish the property. Now, if you're not going to get a return on your investment, then there's absolutely no point in taking the property on. Now, when I take a property on, my goal is to ensure that I get a full return on my capital within 6 months. So if I've only got a year's worth of rental, then I'll only make 6 months worth of profit. So that is why it's important for you to ensure that the property is available on a long term, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I've even heard of people taking on property for 7 years. So the longer the property is available for rental, the better it is for your bottom line. Number 3, now it's time to book a day and time to do the viewing. Now, even if you attend the viewing and find that the property isn't suitable, it's still worth your while connecting with the agent, because you're going to be able to build rapport. You're going to be able to give him more details of the type of properties that you're looking for, the type of HMOs, and because he's got an office full of properties, he'll be able to shuffle and siphon through the properties that will be suitable for you. So book a time within the next 24 to 48 hours. The quicker you make yourself available for the viewing, the more likely the chance you'll have of taking on the property. Okay, and then of course, by the end of the conversation, you want to confirm the details, the time, the address, and who will be attending the property with you, so that you know how to get into contact with anybody if something should go wrong. So that is the basis of the telephone conversation you should have with both the landlord and the agent. But don't forget, this is a numbers game. You want to book as many properties as possible. Find the ideal property that you're looking for, the 4-bedroom for instance, and go through the various platforms and book as many properties as you can. So, in summary, I've given you a quick and brief history about who I am, where I've grown up, the school I went to, my very short time in Cricklewood, and of course my patch. In the main, however, I hope you have learnt how I originally found and sourced 20 rent-to-rent HMOs. To begin with, it was a challenge, but as I took on more and more properties, it became easier and easier. And if you're interested in sourcing rent-to-rents, I hope the information included in this video will be able to help you. Actually, I'm thinking about starting a challenge, a challenge in which I add an additional 5 or 10 rent-to-rent HMOs and rent-to-rent SAs. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them for myself or if I'm going to sell them as a sourcer. So if you want additional information, if you'd like my help, please add your comments or contact me and we'll take it from there. Thank you for watching and look out for additional videos. Bye.